Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. Now, obviously, it's been very long since I've last uploaded a video in this series. But again, like I said last video, hopefully we're going to be able to get back into the swing of things. Now, last time we left off, basically our character here, he likes to bike. We're not exactly... I'm pretty sure that he had some kind of accident, and that was just from reading the description, so that's not me giving spoilers, okay? But we had some kind of accident. We meet this wheelchair-ridden girl stuck at the top of a hill. We have some moments with her. We move into our new dorm, only to find out that it's an all-girls dorm, and we're going to be the dorm mother. So that's the basic setup of... what we've had happen so far. So without further ado, let's just jump right on back into it. And before we get back into it, before I get back into it, that'd be awesome if you guys could hit the like button to let me know that you're enjoying the series. And also let me know in the comment section below what you want to see me play next. I always love taking recommendations, especially because it saves me a lot of time in searching for these games. Although I always have these games lined up. But yeah, let's go. My first job as dorm mother. That is to make breakfast. Cooking it up in the crock pot. Munch, munch. That's some good eating. Ah, you're good at cooking. Can I have some more? Sure, a big bowl, right? You know it. I'm pretty confident in my cooking. Until recently, I was living with my father, who was ordered to transfer to the country, and every day I helped with the housework. I was in charge of preparing the meals, and it's not like I hated cooking or anything. That's one of the reasons why I accepted the job as dorm mother. So the others don't need breakfast, huh? Since just now, no one's come into the dining hall. Sometimes there would be someone walking through the hallway in front, but they seem to be sneaking around. Kaneko looked towards the hallway, just as the oldest boarder Yuka was peeking in before swiftly dashing off. Geez, they're all so naive. They still haven't gotten used to boys. But Keifu's a co-ed school, right? Even if you go to the same school, you won't see them with their bedheads and faces without makeup. I see. It seems that a guy being the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory will have its problems after all. There's a reason why I accepted the job as dorm mother at Flying Fish Manor. Not long ago, the owner janitor collapsed. It sounds like she's pretty old, and as well as straining her back, she caught a summer cold, which became aggravated. The owner soon began looking for a replacement, but it was hard to find one. Then, she sought help from the real estate company where my mother works. This is one of the properties that my mother manages, and as an old acquaintance of the owner from decades ago. She nominated me for this job, but as I was planning to come back here... just as I was planning to come back here. On the documents, my mom's the one responsible for this place, but she got me to carry out the practical duties. In other words, the work of the dorm mother. Then, that became the condition for me coming back to this town. As always, she's very crafty, but I wasn't really against the idea, so I accepted. If I'd known it was a girls' dormitory, of course I would have refused. This place is old, a little far from the school, but the rent is cheap. Apart from the food and admin expenses, it cost me next to nothing. Let me speed up this text, it's so slow. Message speed. Let's just crank that up. Alright. There we go, look at that. That's why it would be a big problem for me if I couldn't stay here. And if in the worst case scenario, the boarders won't be able to go to school. So for now, it seems that everyone has accepted a guy as their dorm mother. Thanks for the meal. Phew, that was good. Kaneko stacked up the dishes on the counter and licked her lips in satisfaction. Everyone will get used to you soon. Well then, I'm off now. She'd eaten it all. Not even a single grain of rice was left. To have people enjoy my cooking feels pretty good. I feel deeply relieved. I'm happy that things are going well. Ah, geez, I better get ready for school. Ah! In the entrance of the dormitory, there was Kotori. She was dressed in her uniform and looked like she was about to go to school. Morning, Kotori.
Morning.
Are you going to school? Should we go together?
Huh? Why do you want to do that?
Why? Well...
If you're worried about my legs, then there's no need.
She put it bluntly as she quickly went out the front door. I don't have any friends at school, so I was just asking. It looked like we'd had a strange misunderstanding. Looks like it. Wearing my new uniform, I make my way to school. I'm a dorm mother, but also a student of Keifu Academy. I mean, this is my real occupation. Today's the first day at my new school. I'm not really the shy type, but I guess I am kind of nervous. I would say that the school I was going to before was a sports-focused all-boys school. Keifu Academy, the school I'll be going to now, is an engineering school and a co-ed, and the school traditions are quite different too. As I walk the streets that lead to school, there are more and more groups of people wearing the same uniform. This is the same area in which I lived 5 years ago. There should be a few people that I know, but most of the people who I'd recognize went on to regular schools. I wonder if the ones who chose to go to Keifu Academy will remember me. Even if I only know one person, it would make a big difference. There'll be more weird misunderstandings with Miss O'Lul too. Oh yeah, which school do Ageha and the others go to? That is one fuck of a transition. They're my childhood friends who I always played with as a kid. There's Ageha, Mabo, Hotaro, and Anchan. Out of that group, Ageha and Maburo are the same age as me, but we haven't met in 5 years and haven't really stayed in touch. We just about managed to exchange New Year's cards, but... And that reminds me. In the corner of last year's New Year card, I think there was a small message about which school we were planning to go to. What did it say? A lot of things happened, or maybe I'm just lazy, but I haven't told anyone apart from Anchan that I'm coming back. To be honest, I'm not even sure how I should be if I met them. With the ones like Ageha, she'd probably smash my face in. She'd say, "Why didn't you contact me?" or something. She looked and acted like a real tomboy. When I remember the past, it makes me smile, but... Hey! At the point where Toe Street to the school met, there was this girl wearing a Keifu uniform standing there looking towards me. The other girls she was walking with to school with her asked, "What's up?" and seemed puzzled as they spoke to her. However, it seems that the girl can't hear them and she's staring over here, at me. Just faintly, her eyes seemed full of surprise. She's pretty cute. Without realizing, I'd stopped walking and was staring at the girl. Until a few days ago, I was going to an all-boys school. The sight of a girl on her way to school in her uniform, she was pretty cute too. Causing me to get palpitations is perfectly reasonable. Yeah.
Is that you, Aoi?
Yes, it is. Suddenly having someone call me by my name in such a carefree manner made me feel a little nervous. Who is it?
It's you, Aoi! No way it's really you!
There. She said my name again, and she has such a happy expression on her face. Do I know any girls this cute? No, wait. I've seen this face before. When she smiles like this, and her eyes sparkle like a little kid's. Is that you, Ageha?
Yeah, of course it's me, Ageha. Did you forget my face?
She asked as she briskly moved closer to me, bringing her face right up to mine. It's definitely Ageha. She's changed a lot, but if I look just at her face, there's no doubt that it's her. Is it really that Ageha?
Yeah, very funny. How many other Agehas do you know? 100% authentic, the real Ageha Himagi.
What is it? What is it? Said the other girls as they gathered around in a circle. Ageha turned to face him and introduced me.
This is Aoi Minase. He's a transfer student. You remember him, don't you, Sachin?
Sachin replied, "No way, Aoi?" as she warmly raised her voice in surprise. When we were in the 4th grade of elementary school, we were in the same class once.
Aoi and I are childhood friends. He used to live here, but he got transferred to another school, right?
The girl seemed impressed by Ageha's explanation, and they looked at me with eyes full of expectation. "Nice to meet you. I'm Aoi Minase." In front of all these girls in their uniforms, I greeted them with a stern look on my face as I tried to hide my embarrassment. Ageha laughed as she looked on with relish. I never thought I would find myself doing introductions on the street on the way to school like this, so I was totally unprepared. I'll say it again. Let me do it again. I could hear Mr. Lule's words in the back of my mind.
You've gotten taller. I didn't recognize you at first.
As she spoke, Ageha was moving her hands around my head to show the difference in height between myself and her. Our bodies were making contact, but she either didn't notice or didn't really mind. I flinched slightly, but the fact that she was so unreserved actually made me feel more comfortable.
Back in the day, we used to have such good matches. Boys are so unfair.
Speaking of which, you've changed too.
Really?
As she said, "You think so?" she looked at herself. "Yeah, you always looked like a boy, so I was surprised to see that you became a girl." Those were my honest thoughts, but I said them in a way that sounded weird. I thought she might find it slightly charming, but...
So, I've become quite the woman, haven't I?
Ageha laughed happily and did a little turn on the spot. The force of her spin made her skirt float around gently. "Yeah, it's like you're not really Ageha." While dazed and not really thinking, those thoughts just kind of slipped out.
Yay, alright!
Ageha was pleased and did high fives with her friends. Seeing her in high spirits like this was just like old times. Ageha, my best friend during childhood, hadn't changed in 5 years that had passed. Her appearance was surprising though. Alright, childhood friend route unlocked, right? That's gotta be what that is. The lessons on my first day at my new school flew by in the blink of an eye. Between the language and social studies lessons taught in regular schools, these were from a specialist curriculum. Okay, translation stuff. I was still in the 2nd grade, so there aren't that many, but it looks like when you go into the 3rd and 4th grades, the number for these specialist lessons increases. By the way, this is a 5 years school? Damn. I mean, they're technically in... Would this be like college or would this be high school? This would be like high school, right? Surely. It's one hell of a fucking high school, but damn. That's why when walking the hallways, this kind of thing happens. Hey, she's pretty. Coming from an all-boys school with its sad customs, I couldn't help my eyes from following the girls as I walked past them.
Ho ho, so you're already checking out the girls.
No, that's not it. I just thought that they looked really grown up, that's all.
They're seniors from the 4th and 5th grades, aren't they?
At our age, a gap of 3 or 4 years is pretty big. The students in the upper grades look very mature.
Also, although this is a specialist school, the percentage of girls is pretty high.
Uh-huh. Why's that? Without thinking, I really took an interest in that, and Ageha looked at me as if she wanted to call me a pervert.
At the time that the school was rebuilt, they made an effort to accept more girls.
I'd heard about that before I transferred. They increased the number of courses for girls and asked famous designers to make the designs for the new building. It's been said that, thanks to that, the ratio of boys and girls is about 50-50, which is one of the selling points of the school. Bearing this in mind, I felt uneasy about choosing this school as the one I would transfer to, but I'd like people to think that it can't be helped because I'm from an all-boys school. By the way, it's now lunchtime. Ageha's in the middle of giving me a guided tour of the school building.
Yeah, but this is a really amazing school.
The school itself is pretty old. Due to it being a special kind of school, of course, it's famous in the local area. I've known about it too since I was a little kid. The school buildings have been rebuilt over the last few years, with the renovations divided into several stages, the last of which was completed just 1 year ago. It's said that this is because of the famous designers. The design uses many curved lines, so the appearance is far removed from what's generally associated with the word school. It felt like I had entered some kind of sci-fi setting.
The facilities are first class too. Air conditioning, full disabled access, so anyone can feel peace of mind as they spend their school days here.
Disabled access? That's right. Miss Kotori, should be somewhere in this school.
But Aoi, you really have changed.
Ageha, as she walked by my side, was happily murmuring as she looked at my face.
In the past, your face was cuter, but now it seems more rugged somehow.
Yeah, same to you.
Hey, I don't look rugged.
If she knew that when we met on the way to school early I thought she's pretty cute, she'd never let it go. So I'd better keep quiet.
If I hadn't heard from Anchan, I never would have realized.
You heard it from Anchan?
Yeah, that you were coming back.
And by the way, I'm in the same class as Ageha. She knew that I might be coming as a transfer student, which is why she wasn't that surprised by our chance meeting this morning.
Hey, if you're gonna come back, you should have contacted me.
Sorry. The reason why we call him Anchan isn't because he's an older brother type guy. Aniki equals an older guy like a brother. He was our childhood friend, but he was much older than us, so we nicknamed him Anchan. He's not related by blood, but he's just like a real big brother. Ageha glared at me and said, "Geez," as I tried to laugh it off.
The old me would have made you taste the Axe Bomber Lariat.
She wouldn't really have hit me. As we talked, we went back to the classroom. The classrooms weren't exactly normal either. I feel a little uneasy taking lessons here, but maybe I'll get used to it sometime soon. By the way, there's a girl in a wheelchair in this school, right? Miss Alul. No, she's called Kotori Habane. I asked Ageha as soon as we returned to our seats. I didn't ask what grade she was in, but even if it's not the same, I thought Ageha would at least be aware of her.
Yeah.
Ageha reacted like she was being evasive. It wasn't just Ageha, but the other people sitting nearby who heard our conversation also seemed kind of awkward.
If you're after Kotori, she's in this class. It looks like she's not here today, though.
After Ageha said that, someone added, "You mean today either, don't you?" The way she said that seemed quite harsh. That can't be. I thought about explaining that she left the dormitory this morning in her uniform, but I held my tongue. The atmosphere was kind of strange.
Recently, she's been off school for a long time. Seems she's not feeling well.
Not feeling well. Yesterday she'd went out to Windmill Hill, and then later she was chasing that duck around the halls of the dormitory, and this morning she left wearing her uniform. Is she skipping school? However, more worrying than what Kotori's up to is the reaction of the others in the class when they heard us talking about her. Even Ageha looked like she had something she wanted to say but couldn't. But I don't really know anything about the situation, so I can't really say anything. Hey, Yamamoto, can you lend me your English dictionary? As the awkwardness started to fade, an optimistic voice called out. From the entrance of the classroom, a carefree-looking guy poked his head in and started speaking to a boy in our class.
Oh, good timing. Hey, Mabo!
What is it, Ageha? You want something? The guy known as Mabo came into the classroom. Hurry-chan's in a bad mood because you and I are friends. That's what you might call jealousy, right?
Whatever. Come over here.
Huh? Who's this? A transfer student. Ageha looks pretty cute, but she's like a dude on the inside, so watch out. Ageha and I both looked blankly at him for a moment. What? Long time no see, Mabo. Huh? Why is this transfer student being so buddy-buddy with me? His face seemed to say. It's me. Have you forgotten? It's me, you say. Huh? What? Is that you, Aoi? I looked at Ageha and she wanted to surprise him, so it seems like she intentionally didn't tell him. This slightly superficial guy is Masatsugu Damn, that's a tough-ass name. Misatsugu Tasaki, or Mabo as we call him. He's our childhood friend.
Why is Oi here? So is he the transfer student? Huh? What? You're way too surprised. Of course I'm surprised. What?
You seem well, Mabo. You've grown pretty big. Masatsuki used to be really small, but now he's about the same size as me. It's not quite like the change in Ageha, but in the 5 years that have passed since we were kids, it looks like he's grown to be about twice the size.
You too!
We grabbed each other by the right hand. This was instead of a small, quiet greeting. Is it really you, Oi? Yeah, I'm back, Mabo.
Welcome back! Owie!
This time, bam! He gave me a full-on hug.
Hey! Okay, so this is what they call passionate friendship, huh?
We were the only ones who thought so, whereas all the girls around us were totally freaked out.
I missed you, Oi.
What?
No, not really, you traitor!
Mabo suddenly backed off and thrust his finger at the end of my nose. What's this all of a sudden?
I thought you just up and left and you didn't even contact me. Do you even realize what Ageha and I have been through, you jerk? No, you can't involve me in this. And after that, how dare you?
I'm sorry, but it's not really my fault that I had to move away. If you want to complain, say it to my dad. I thought about writing a letter, but I felt kind of embarrassed. For the most part, the fact that there was no contact was both our faults.
You traitor, I'll never forgive you. I hate you, you're an idiot.
With saliva flying from his mouth as he emphasized his words, Mabo forgot all about borrowing the English dictionary as he stormed out of the classroom.
Are you a little kid or something?
It wasn't just us, but everyone in the classroom was shocked.
I thought this might happen, which is why I didn't tell him. If he'd known, he would have gone off at full throttle like that from the beginning.
I think that was the correct decision. I want to say thank you. Even so, he did seem really upset about it.
He recently got a girlfriend and he's really into her. When we were kids, he'd always say, "Oh, Ageha, wait," as he followed us everywhere we went. It's fine. He'll soon go back to how he always is. That guy really likes you, Aoi.
Don't say it like that. It sounds weird.
Really? I think it's cute.
While we carried on talking, the bell to mark the end of lunchtime sounded. Everyone put away their lunchboxes and got ready for the next lesson. Ageha went back to her seat. She stopped halfway, then walked back. What's up? Ageha seemed concerned about those around us and lowered her voice.
I was wondering how you know about Kotori.
Well, the truth is, my mom asked me to be the dorm mother of a student dormitory. I lowered my voice so that those around us couldn't hear.
The caretaker of a dormitory?
Kotori's boarding there.
Oh, really?
My mom asked me to take good care of Kotori. If she hadn't, I'd be worried about her anyway. As she listened to my explanation, Ageha thought it over. Her expression darkened somehow.
If it carries on like this, she'll stop coming altogether. Everyone's worried about her. It looks like she's not really enjoying school.
It looked as if she was saying, I can't believe she doesn't enjoy school. You seem to enjoy it.
Me? Of course I do. It's a fun school, that's why.
I guess. It was still my first day at school, but I was enjoying it quite a lot too.
Really? Is that so?
Whether or not she was convinced by my story, Ageha mumbled something or the other as she returned to her seat. So Kotori is skipping school. After school. I was alone and was wandering around the school building. This was so that I could take a look at some of the club activities. Film studies, theater club, there's even an RC club. This is, after all, a specialist school. Excuse me. Looking at the playing field from the window and the heat outside, I saw the sports clubs practicing. Compared to my school, this is pretty calm. The sports club at the school I used to go to were taken so seriously. The sight of training before a match was one of grueling harshness. Wait, what do I mean, my school? I'm a student of this school now. I'll go take a look. I get that feeling. I went down next to the playing field to watch the sports clubs practicing. Before long, I started to feel a little down, so I left. The doctor said that if it's light exercise, it shouldn't be a problem. I tried stamping down strongly with my right foot, and there really isn't any discomfort. Therefore, the baseball club, which was returning through the off-campus running course, entered through the school gates. "Hey, Minase! It's you, Minase, isn't it?" The one calling me was an old acquaintance. "It's you, Taguchi! It's been a long time!" "So you came back. Have you decided which club you want to join?" "No, not yet. I'm going around taking a look now." "Join the baseball club. You'll become a regular in no time." When I was a kid, I often played baseball in the park. Some of the guys in the group that were my teammates or on the other team were in the baseball team. "I'll think about it." I casually responded, and the baseball team members replied, "Come on, join us, seriously," as they returned to the playing field. If I could do physical activities, baseball, in fact, anything would be okay. Oh, shit. As I grumbled to myself. I felt that I didn't want to go back to the playing field, so I entered the path leading to the back of the school. A classic athlete turned not athlete story. I spent a while walking around the back of the school. It was called the rear garden, but it looked like it hadn't been taken care of at all, and it was just an empty space where weeds growing everywhere. In that empty space, there was a garage. This is more my style. Oh, plane! Hello, I'm coming in. It looks like no one's here, but I thought I should say something to let them know, just in case. Is this place used for club activities too? Or is it used for lessons? I don't know what they're used for, but there are many tools and parts crammed onto the shelves that cover the walls. Then, in the center, is a huge object covered with a sheet. The feeling that washed over me like a wave when I watched the sports clubs strangely subsides from being here. The tools in the dimly lit garage must have reminded me of the times I would tinker with my bicycle. What is this used for? I conceal the sound of my footsteps as I sneak inside the garage. It's pretty spacious. There's a tea set here too. There's no doubt about it. Someone was using this place. I get a strange sense of activity. I guess it must be one of the clubs. Whoa! There's someone there. I was so surprised it felt like my heart was going to jump out. The person over there seemed not to have noticed me at all. I'm not sure if I should call it a drawing board, but as she stared at the plans that were placed there, she was kind of groaning. I'm sorry for letting myself in here. I'll be going now. It's no good. She didn't hear me. Her eyes were so serious as she stared at the plans. She looked like she was really concentrating. I didn't know what to do, so I just looked at her from the side. Now that I look closely, she's really beautiful. Hey, why am I staring at her? I hurriedly looked away. However, it looks as if she still hadn't noticed me, so I take another glimpse. She looks quite mature. Is she in the 5th grade? God, it feels so, weird to say 5th grade. Normally they'd say, oh, is she in year 5, or something like that. Or, oh, is she a senior? Ugh. I think I might just start changing it, because that just sounds so wrong. She's so pretty. Kotsuri is pretty too, but this person is different, and has a mysterious charm. Foosh! She suddenly stood up. I'm sorry. Without thinking, I avert my eyes and apologize, but she's looking straight past me and grabs a big, thick book from the shelf. Yes, that's it. She flicked through the pages and looked like she'd found something before going straight back to her seat. Aha! In good spirits, she began swiftly drawing the plans. The pen made a nice swoosh swoosh sound as it ran across the page. The feeling of maturity that she had had until just now suddenly changed. When she smiles, all of a sudden, she looks more like a kid. As her eyes look straight at the plans, they look as though they had crystal clear purity to them. Just like an innocent child, her eyes look as though she believed that the world is full of wonderful, sparkling things.
Haha, there we go!
Her hand stopped moving. I got the timing right. Excuse me. She finally noticed me.
Oh, hello.
Even though I'd unexpectedly appeared like that, she didn't show any signs of caution, and still in good spirits, smiled as she greeted me. Hi. I thought that I should say something to her, but I didn't think of what to say after that.
What's up?
I'm sorry that I just let myself in here. I just transferred here today, but I was taking a look at the club activities and I got lost and came in here. I got a little carried away and said more than I needed to, but she didn't seem interested at all. She looked at me as if to say, yes, and?
I don't mind if you let yourself in here.
It seemed like a kind of blunt way to put it, but she wasn't angry or anything. She has a strange way of speaking. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'd better go. As I said that like a total loser, a huge sound echoed around the garage. Oh, what's that noise?
I'm hungry.
With a lack of energy in her voice, the beautiful girl before me held her stomach and fell down onto the drawing board. Was that the sound of your stomach just now? We're inside the garage, so the sound echoed like crazy and sounded like the growl of a monster.
It looks like my body just remembered that my stomach is empty.
She seemed to sway as she tried to get back up, but didn't seem to have the energy. She slumped back down with her cheek on the drawing board. Would you like to eat this? I took some bread out of my bag. I thought I'd get hungry with just a lunchbox, so at lunchtime I bought some melon bread.
Wow!
Her eyes shone as if she were an explorer who had discovered treasure in a cave in some unexplored place.
Are you sure?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
She took the melon bread, opened the wrapper immediately, and bit into the contents. She was getting crumbs everywhere, but looked like she was really enjoying it as she devoured it greedily.
It's so tasty. I haven't had any calorie intake for ages.
Could that be because she's poor? The fact that she was so ecstatic over something like melon bread actually made me quite worried. She didn't show any signs of that she was thinking of my generosity and just ate up the high-calorie melon bread.
Phew, that was delicious.
She murmured happily, looking happy as can be. She looked like she was mulling over the taste of the melon bread in her brain.
The sugar's going straight to my brain.
She said as she turned back to the drawing board. Then she started drawing the plans again with incredible energy. From the serious look on her face, it seemed like she'd already forgotten about me. She's strange. Not just a little, but very strange. Okay, well, I'll be off now. Perhaps she didn't hear me. She's dedicated to the craft, that's for sure. I put the melon bread wrapper that she had left behind in my pocket and turned to leave. I reluctantly left the special atmosphere of the garage behind me. Well then, maybe I should head back. By the time I'd finished watching the various clubs, the sky was orange as the sun was setting.
Oh, Ageha, there you are.
Ageha, wait, did I read that wrong? Oh, fuck, I was completely wrong. He just said, oh, there you are. Ageha was at the school gates. Ageha looks towards me and points to the cell phone she's holding at me. Points to the cell phone.
I thought that if you were still here, we could leave together. I called you several times, but you didn't answer.
I told Ageha that I would take a look at the club activities before leaving.
Can you look at the call history?
Uh-huh. I left it at the dormitory.
Huh? Why? That defeats the purpose of having a cell phone. Doesn't it say in the school rules that you...
Oh, shit, this is me. Doesn't it say in the school rules that you can't bring cell phones to school?
Yes, that's true, but does anyone actually follow that rule?
It's right if you don't get caught, it seems. It's alright if you don't get caught. In my case, I'm not so worried about the school rules. It's just too bothersome to carry a cell phone around with me. Really? Dude, that is the easiest shit in the world. That's why you have pockets, bro. Man, this guy is ultimate lazy. Holy frick.
Tish, even though I got your number, it doesn't mean anything.
How do you know my number? 5 years ago, when I left Kazagaura, I don't know, I was still just a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone.
I got it from Anchan earlier. He said he gave me your text address too, so I can bombard you with texts.
What? Don't bother, it's too much of a hassle. Writing text on a cell phone is too fiddly, which is a real pain, so I don't really like it. But it looks like a Geha isn't listening to me as she starts walking on ahead.
Okay, shall we head back? How's your first day at your new school?
It seems like an interesting school. It was different to the sports schools, the regular schools, and had a special kind of atmosphere. Everyone looks like they enjoy it, and it's, how should I say, like they came here to hang out.
You could say that. Everyone comes here because there are things that they want to do.
Things they want to do.
Have you found any clubs you want to join?
I don't know. There were a few that seemed interesting, though.
Here, the sports clubs aren't that great, so you might find them a little bit lacking.
What do you do, Ageha?
I'm in the robot club. We can make robots and enter contests.
Robots? That sounds interesting, too.
You're always welcome, Aoi.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Well then, I'm going this way.
Huh? Isn't your place around here?
Yeah, but I moved. Didn't you know that Kazami Shopping District Street is no longer there because of the reconstruction?
No way, seriously?
And they've made a huge shopping mall. My family shops moved there too. I'll take you there when we have a day off. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Hey.
What?
Thanks for everything today.
It's fine. If you just buy me a parfait next time, that'll be enough.
No, I mean, that you're the same way towards me as in the past.
Sure.
That was a big help.
Me too. Apart from your appearance, you haven't changed a bit. And your appearance isn't that bad either. This is leaking some secret information, but today, a few girls asked me to give them your number.
Seriously?
Correction. You've got quite an eye for the ladies, haven't you, Aoi?
So what? I didn't have that kind of thing at the all-boys school.
Well, if it proves that you're a normal, healthy boy, in the time since we last met, you've grown up.
Ageha looked happy as she said that. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish.
That's right.
Ageha started smiling quietly. Looking at that innocent smile reminded me of how Ageha was when she was still a little kid.
Welcome back, Aoi.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow, Kennel Buddy.
Pam! Ouch! She gave me a great big slap on the back.
See ya!
Ageha gave me a big wave and turned the corner. Ouch, doofus. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she still hadn't really changed on the inside. Welcome back, huh? Her attitude hasn't really changed since before, and somehow I felt that it had saved me. Something tells me we're going to run into Kotsuri again. After Ageha and I went on our separate ways, I did the shopping for dinner on the way back. It's going to be hot again tomorrow, so I have to give him some food that'll give him some stamina. Enthusiastically, I put the menu together in my head. Oh no, I forgot to buy milk. There was a convenience store right in front of me. 5 years ago, there was a tobacconist here. It's a little expensive, but I don't have time to go back to the supermarket. I thought to myself,
La la la.
The automatic doors opened and the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure left the shop. She had a bag on her lap and she had a smile on her face which was the exact opposite of cool. She didn't notice me and went back in the direction of the dormitory. It's her. She didn't go to school, so what is she doing? I gave up on buying the milk and followed Kotsuri. When she got back to the dormitory, Kotsuri opened the front door just slightly.
Hat! Hat!
She called Hat from the other side of the door and spoke to him about something. She was sneaking around and seemed really suspicious.
Go and see if he's here or not. You know, that guy, that mean boy.
Mean boy? Is she talking about me? This is a girl's dormitory, so I'm the only boy here. I don't remember being mean, though. I don't know why, but it would appear that she's sneaking around to avoid being found by me. If that's how you feel. I headed for the back door to the dormitory. I'll hide in the kitchen for now.
Quack!
Shh! If this is about me, tell her I'm not here.
Quack!
I doubt that he got the message, but wiggled his butt as he left the dining hall and headed for the entrance. While I'm waiting in ambush, I'll put the food I bought in the fridge. After a little while...
Looks like he's not here. Alright.
When Kotsuri came into the dining hall, she went straight for the cupboard and took out a spoon. Without taking out a dish, she stayed seated in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was... Haagen-Dazs? Needless to say, it was Haagen-Dazs. It was top quality ice cream. Not only that, but it was family size. It's the big pot that cost 2,500 yen. She opened the lid, and in her right hand, she had the type of spoon that you'd eat things like curry with.
Gulp. I'm finally gonna do it. Quack.
Kotsuri's spoon was still above the smooth surface of the Haagen-Dazs. Then she dug a big hole in it. One scoop like that would be about 100 yen, and she stuffed the whole thing in one mouthful.
Whee! I'm so happy.
She brought her hand to her cheek as though she was flooded in happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? Seeing what she was doing made hiding and watching her seem pretty ridiculous. Without knowing I was watching, Kotsuri began to shovel in more ice cream like a construction machine.
Yum, yum, yummy, yum.
Even if it was only a 105 yen ice cream, you'd savor the flavor more than that.
Yum, yum. It's so yummy.
With the next mouthful of ice cream, Kotsuri suddenly lowered her head, holding her temples.
Quack. I'm okay. Just a little brain freeze.
To be able to get brain freeze from eating too much Haagen-Dazs is the very height of luxury. During this little pause, Kotsuri opened up her notebook. There's something written there. I sneak up a little closer behind her.
Quack, quack.
Shh! Next to the words, eat as much Haagen-Dazs as I want, Kotsuri happily wrote the word done.
Ha ha ha. Mission complete.
It seemed to be some sort of list. Things I want to do? That was a title, and there were bullet points below. Stroke the head of the big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. Fill the bath with water and swim in it like a pool. Pie throwing, and so on. Among those was, go and see Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. What is this? Whoa! Kotsuri's scream pierced my right ear and out of my left.
What are you doing? Why are you here?
I was here before you were.
But there's no way.
Her mouth was open in shock as she looked at Hat.
Quack.
Well, I guess it's no good sending a duck to scout the place out. Even if he was able to completely grasp what his responsibility was, there's no way he could convey the message. Kotsuri seemed ashamed and looked away. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry I surprised you. You were sneaking around, so I wondered what you were doing. I didn't mean to spoil our personal enjoyment.
You really are mean.
I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Kotsuri's face seemed to now say, now it only tastes half as good, as she sulkily ate the ice cream. Why are you taking time off school?
I caught a cold.
She's blatantly lying. Would someone who's caught a cold be eating ice cream? I'm the dorm mother, you know. I have to make sure the boarding students have the right kind of lifestyle.
I don't remember accepting you as the dorm mother. Anyway, isn't it strange for a boy to be a dorm mother?
Swoosh! She went to the trouble of turning around so that she could point at me. If you want to call me dorm father, then that's fine by me. Kotori turned back around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. If you weren't at school, then where were you? I softened my tone a little as I asked her.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Did you go back to the Windmill Hill? She's ignoring me and eating her ice cream. It has got something to do with me.
I won't accept you as a dorm mother.
I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If you're not careful in a place like that, then maybe nobody would have come. If you can't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself?
That's...
Do you still think it's got nothing to do with me? I'm not accusing her of anything. That's why I try to speak as gently as possible, so as not to sound harsh. However, I showed her how serious I was.
Look, I said thank you, didn't I? For me to thank anyone is extremely rare, you know. It's true. It's as rare as a giant salamander. You should be the one thanking me.
Are you proud of that? If you think that people would be happy because it's so rare, you're severely mistaken. Kotori seemed daunted by this sound argument, but put down the spoon and started thinking seriously.
But because I'm like this, I can't do anything. Do you want some expensive ice cream? It's really expensive.
No, I don't. I sound a little mean. So Kotori,
sniff,
became tearful all of a sudden. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry, I was joking. Don't make that face.
It's nothing. I'm fine.
That's right, see, you're fine.
Quack, quack.
Hat quacked as though he was trying to cheer Kotori up. I wouldn't tell you to say thank you, would I? It's just that if you go out without telling anyone where you're going, it's kind of dangerous, you know? She wiped the corner of her eye a little with her finger.
I understand, but I don't want to understand. Do I have to understand?
Somehow, that's what the look on her face said. She put the spoon down and went to leave the dining hall. Where are you going?
I'm going to wash my face. It's all sticky around my mouth from where I've been eating ice cream. Sniff.
She closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Then a piece of paper fell from the notebook. You dropped something. Kotori looked as though she hadn't heard and left the dining hall. Hat went after her. As the sound of the wheelchair grew farther away, I let out a big sigh. Maybe I said too much. It's just that I really was worried about her. I don't know anything about what's going on with Kotori, so perhaps I was unnecessarily interfering. Wait. Speaking of which, she was wearing her uniform. However, she was wearing her own clothes yesterday when she went to Windmill Hill. Could it be that she actually was planning on going to school? That's possible, isn't it? As I thought that, I felt my mood lighten a little, and I picked up the piece of paper that she dropped. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice for withdrawal from the school. Okay. So it's not that she's taking time off school, she's planning to fully withdraw from school.
Hey, cheer up, Aoi.
I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner, and Kaneko came to comfort me. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten?
It was really tasty, though.
For tonight's dinner, Kaneko was the only one who ate all of her food. Without exception, everyone else left some uneaten. Tomorrow I'll make even more tasty food, so tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining hall.
Hello, Senior Hat. Quack. I see, you're hungry? Oh, do you have something for him to eat?
There's some vegetables left over.
That'll do.
Kaneko took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Hat. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here?
No, he's no one's pet.
Quack.
He's been living here since before I came here. It's not clear who brought him here or when. That's why I call him Senior Hat.
So the owner must have been keeping him.
No, that's not it either. She said that Hat just appeared one day. That's why, rather than being a pet, he's more like a housemate.
Kotori also called him a housemate.
Quack, quack.
It's a mystery. When she'd finished feeding Hat, Kaneko got out of her seat.
Okay, I think I'll go take a bath.
Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay?
Huh? Why not? Come on, it's summer.
No.
Spoil sport.
Kaneko gave me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. Peek. This time, it was Kotori peeking her head into the dining hall. It was almost as if she was waiting for Kaneko to leave before she came in. She doesn't really seem to get along well with her, so maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. I thought she might have come to have dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. She's looking under the table.
Hat, you're in the way.
Quack, quack. She went around the table once and then came past the counter in front of me.
Hey, have you seen a piece of paper?
No, I haven't. What kind of paper?
Paper's paper. Are you sure you haven't seen it?
Positive. Kotori groaned while staring at my face as if she was trying to see if I was telling the truth. With a face like... With a straight face, I wiped the dishes with a towel. With no way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge. Heat it up in the microwave and eat it later, okay? I couldn't help lying to her. The thing she was looking for was the withdrawal notice that I'd picked up. People will worry that if she carries on like this, she'll stop coming altogether. It looks like she's not really enjoying school. Ageha's words crossed my mind. It looks like Kotori really is planning to drop out of school. What am I doing? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, not even really understanding those feelings myself. Well, I mean, I'm sure we feel some kind of affinity towards her because, I feel like we can, on a base level at least, kind of relate to her. Not being able to do the things that we want to do because of physical restrictions.
Good morning!
Early in the morning, the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it, and there I saw Ageha. What are you doing here?
So, you really are the dorm mother!
She remarked as she saw me wearing an apron.
This place, it's the witch's mansion, isn't it? It's a student dormitory for our school, huh?
Ageha focused on the word student dormitory as if questioning their suitability, as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too, to think that I would become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids.
It's nice. I might like to live here too. If I were living here with you, Aoi, it would definitely be fun.
Why'd you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she'd come here to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my #1 best friend.
Oh yeah, I came to ask Kotori to come to school with me.
I was wrong. Miss Alul?
Who's Miss Alul?
No, it's nothing. While blushing due to the misunderstanding, I looked back towards Kotori's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. Even if she gives up now and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with time to spare.
I see. Alright, I'll wait here.
Might be waiting for a while.
Thanks for the food.
There's still some left.
Sorry, but I can't eat this much so early in the morning.
You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit.
Even people in sports clubs don't eat a huge bowl of Neapolitan pasta in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Kaneko ate the whole thing again this morning, though. How was the taste?
It was tasty.
Really?
Yeah, really. But there was a lot of it, so I got tired of eating it halfway through.
With good food, it tastes good no matter how much you eat.
You always had an unrefined palate, haven't you?
An unrefined palate? The shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. I hung my head in dismay.
Why are you so shocked?
The truth is, Ageha had revealed the reason why, since yesterday the boarders hadn't been eating my cooking properly. I thought I'd ask her opinion, which is why I made Ageha some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyway.
Eating things like pork fried with ginger or Neapolitan pasta in the morning, it's unlikely that girls would ever accept that kind of food. What about something more refreshing? If you're gonna make pasta, why not try tomato sauce or Japanese style?
Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believed. Oh, he's so passionate. Just as I was seriously troubled by this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from down the hallway. First, Hat the duck came into the dining hall. Then Kotori came in after him. It's the opposite to usual.
Why do I have to...
Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. It somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up.
There. Eat your fill and get nice and fat. Sooner or later I'm gonna eat you. Quack!
Not understanding her words, Hat quacks happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food.
It's a duck! How cute!
Huh? Kotori notices Ageha is here and instantly opens up her eyes.
This is a pet duck, isn't it? I've seen one in a TV commercial. Is it yours, Kotori? He decided to live in my room, that's all. Why are you here? Kotori, you've been off school for too long. I came to see how you are. Do you feel better now? The teacher or someone asked you to do this, didn't they? No, they actually didn't. Hey, shall we go to school together? Who'd want to go to school with you?
Kotori gave a humph and made another one of those straight faces she's so good at.
But if you take too much time off, you'll get behind in lessons. I don't think it has anything to do with you. Well, that's true. You're right, I'm sorry. Who said I was taking a day off? Huh? Don't get the wrong idea. The reason I'm going isn't because you asked me to. Okay then. Alright, I'll wait for you. I never said I was going with you. I'll go by myself.
Kotori said with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned around.
You two, do you know each other?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're childhood friends.
What a pair of idiots.
Looks like she's in even more of a bad attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to go to school. Let's see. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Let's go ahead and save. Bang. And then we can go ahead and go back to the title. Okay. So not necessarily a long episode. I tried to get it to about an hour. But I will say we did get a handful of insight. So obviously, like I said with our main character here, we had some kind of accident on our bike, so now we can't really do it anymore. And it seems like even beyond not being able to bicycle, we may not actually be able to do any serious sports or physical activities at all because of our injury. So it does kind of remind me of an anime, what is it called? It's like called After the Rain or something like that. It's a romance anime, but basically the main character in it, she's a track star, but she's injured like her heel, I believe it is. So she can't, participate like she used to. Because, the injury is like pretty serious. So it's one of those things where she's not able to run again. So this is kind of what it reminds me of. But again, like I said, we obviously are going to have some kind of, like we can relate to, Kotori, I think that's her name. We can relate to her, to some degree, because like I said before, we're both restrained from doing what we want to do due to physical restrictions. Now clearly I'm assuming that at some point we're probably going to join the club with the, beautiful girl in it, because, that probably is like the the flight club or something like that, something along those lines. But yeah, and beyond that, we also have a little bit more into Kotsuri with the fact that she's planning on withdrawing from school. So we obviously, unsurprisingly, she does kind of have, maybe you could kind of call it a complex, I guess. But she is obviously a little bit sensitive when it comes to the topic of her disability. Probably because she feels like she can't do everything she wants to do, and obviously she can't have the kind of freedom that she wants to have. She can't go somewhere by herself without telling somebody because, hey, if she gets stuck or if her wheelchair breaks, she can't do anything about it. So just kind of the idea of like being very reliant on others probably isn't very appealing to her, and it's understandable why that would be. So that's very interesting for one. Also, again, the fact that she's planning on dropping out from school, probably because, this is just kind of my guess, but I'm assuming that a reason that she wants to drop out of school is probably because she feels a little bit isolated there, because it does seem like she kind of pushes people away, and I think that's because she probably has the conception that, oh, well, everybody looks down on me. Everybody only sees me as the crippled girl, right? Nobody treats me normally. Because that's, she obviously assumed that that's what we were insinuating when we were talking about going to school with her, I believe, earlier. That we were taking pity on her, basically. And obviously, it probably doesn't help that the whole school is designed to be disability accessible. So it probably is just kind of this constant shove in your face, like, yeah, you're disabled, which, probably isn't something that she wants to be constantly reminded of, as if she isn't already enough. So that's probably what's going on with her. But more interesting, she has this to-do list, and it's kind of interesting why she has that. Most people, when they have bucket lists, it's because they're planning on dying soon, giving up soon. Not that I think she's dying, of course. But what I am kind of getting at is I think that she's, with this bucket list, obviously trying to do things that she wouldn't normally be able to do. Kind of like a list of goals almost. And, these are what I want to accomplish. And despite my disability, I want to do them anyway. Right? So, but I do think that maybe it could be insinuated that because she has this bucket list that maybe, without it, she would kind of be lost. She would have nothing, is kind of what I'm getting at here. But really good episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. I'm assuming that in our next episode, when we actually get to see her in the school environment, that might reveal a lot more about her character, I'm hoping. So that should be very interesting. But that's going to be it for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any of the videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.